Was one of the weak points that was exploited, though, I feel, by Nongshim in the last game, was Jace trying to push hard in the side lane into a matchup he couldn't get a lead in.
And guess what? Red side, R5, you get the last pick in the game. Sion can't be countered by a Cho'Gath, by a Aatrox, a Fiora, whatever you want.
And Dindin's name, Dindin Reliable, very close to Tintin, which is strong and sturdy, which is what he's going to be in this game as Sion. Maybe we should change his name to TNT.
As well.
Yeah, going to be reliable, going to be sturdy, going to be the rock for this composition. This is kind of taking a page out of, in some ways, Hanwha Life Esports' game plan here. And Jace firing Shock Blast into Wukong's resistances. Sylas with, of course, his Rod of Ages completed. Sion, it's going to be tough to hit the Zeri in this game and get some early prio. How do you use it is the question that T1 has to answer.
Yeah, T1 definitely have some lanes where they can make stuff happen. You know, they got the Azir versus the Sylas early. The Jace is still going to be able to have a good early game. The bottom lane has definitely, you know, it started very much on the side of Lucian Nami. It has pushed over to the Zeri Yuumi side, especially early on in the lane before level 6. And we've seen in recent times even Lucian's and Nami's die early to this duo. So definitely a fine line to walk.
That sign said T1's angry now, and it is Gumayusi's birthday, according to a bunch of these fan signs.
It's actually Gumayusi's birthday on Monday. Well, but this is the closest T1 match day.
Valdez, you know what they're saying, all right? They're going to celebrate it today because there is no T1 match on Monday. Might be one on Challengers. I'll have to check the schedule again. But anyways, we're going into this game, Valdez. Great draft here from Nongshim. Let's see if they can execute on it.
Yeah, it should be a very interesting one, especially after the way Game 2 went, as we are going to hop onto the Rift once again.
Week of upsets, Valdez. We almost had DRX upset Hanwha earlier.
Yeah.
We almost had Live Sandbox last night, Nongshim. Game 3 against T1. It's just trends continue, man.
Guess who's got a great level 1? It's Sylas. He's not here yet. As Exhaust comes through, there he is.
The angle is real. Gets over the wall. That's a downed flash for an Exhaust on a Yuumi.
Yep.
Feel pretty good about that exchange.
Wonder if we could have predicted Sylas looking to make a play at level 1. What do you think, Wolf?
I mean, you kind of did, honestly. It wasn't showing, but you knew it was coming down. You were like, Sylas is pretty good at level 1. I mean, you're trying to act like you didn't predict it, but I'm pretty sure you did on live TV, and there's a record of this. I'm just saying, I mean, it could be taken that you saying that wasn't necessarily a prediction officially. It's just perhaps a suggestion or a statement of truth. Like, Sylas is good at level 1. This you know who's good at it, like implying Sylas, but not implying the level 1 exchange. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, yeah, I think we could have predicted it, and I think you did. This matchup that they opted into.
Yeah. Also predicting the Sylas to be picked, I had a little rant yesterday about how I think Sylas is extremely strong, especially before we saw Doran just pick Gwen into it and it have an excellent time against the Sylas, against a very low range composition. Again, a very low range composition here from Nongshim. But, you know, some less tools. I think Sylas will be a little bit better into this comp compared to the Gwen one, that's for sure. I still think Sylas is very strong, even though Fiesta did lose on it in game number 1. I think that was just a little bit of a team diff, and of course a Victor diff, as Victor did an excellent job. This is the level 2 trade I was talking about. Zeri Yuumi's nowadays having a fun time in this one.
I'm back. I stepped out while Valdez was doing the Sylas rant. I didn't hear anything he said. Sorry, what?
That was like a mini one. That wasn't even like a real one. You gotta watch the carpet space, or rather the no carpet. You
guys should
see the real one.
You guys should see what this guy will talk about when a blast plant gets used when we're sitting over there on the desk. I mean, sometimes I walk away to grab some more coffee, and I come back and Valdez is still talking about it, like to the chair I was sitting in before.
Man, these blast plants.
I mean, that's what makes you. That's one of the reasons why you're a great league commentator, is you have passion about the game.
Back in my day,
you've got passion about the game. You have very strong opinions, and that's what we need. That's what the LCK needs. Okay?
I think pretty much everybody here at the LCK has that, and that's a good thing, generally.
Yeah. I mean, we do. You just have your specific ones.
Mine are just very pointed, very, yeah, specific, as you mentioned.
We did see that red highlight earlier in the draft about the Aatrox from Kronk. Those were fully explained, you know? Maybe that's one of his
I was waiting.
ones.
I'm like, he's going to have some great hot take here. I'm really ready to hear it. And then he was like, oh, you know, actually, Rascal played it really well. I'm like, what?
Who put that
Come on,
red
Crotty.
box on the Aatrox?
Tell me why I'm wrong. I want to hear it.
Faker's having an amazing early game here.
So, what? Okay, one auto, and he actually took 2 turret shots to Faker. Pretty close.
That doesn't count as a caster curse, but Sylvie is coming up.
I suppose baited? I mean, here comes Sylvie and Faker now. And a little bit of trouble is going to have to flash. And guess what? I mean, Fiesta holds on to his.
Still not a caster curse, right?
No, of course not.
Perfectly timed stopwatch, by the way, for Fiesta here, instead of going for the boots, because you know what's so interesting about this is, for a long time, it's like, okay, first strike Silas, some extra money, you're going for the boots, you're going to save some money there, you get your Rod of Ages early, you feel really good. But then you build Zhonya second pretty much every game, you become a tanky frontline, especially into a comp like what T1 is running. This time he's like, I'll save money on Zhonya's. It's actually a more expensive item than as it turns out. And I actually really like this rune choice from Fiesta as a result.
Yeah, he's playing Silas, he's taking stopwatch. What isn't there to like about this player? Gotta get some more fans for Fiesta.
He flashed a comment.
He's got a great name.
Yeah. He solo killed Showmaker.
He killed Showmaker that one time. He made Faker flash as well. I saw that. He even got the kill onto him with the little block.
I just wait for the day that in the LCK we have Fiesta versus Feisty. Might be sooner than we think. Might be sooner than we
Yeah, could happen.
As Vital is showing a lot of respect here in this lane. Walked up at level 2 against level 3. Guma was very scared, but didn't actually take too much damage. Bubble hits.
A little bubble, but what do you do when you're Zeri? You move forward. That is what Vital has decided to do, although that trade did not look nearly as good as some of the other trades we have seen.
You usually move forward to dodge the bubble, not after the bubble. In this case, Sylvie is coming over, though, so trying to bait this one, but they haven't seen Owner just yet, and Sylvie will be revealed by the sword, so I think that is going to be the end of this story.
Fiesta, though. Watch Fiesta. This should be called. Sylvie is coming in. They're just going for the gank. There's the turnaround, and then Sylvie's just going to die too quickly. Oh, no, he's going to live. Jonah Strong.
Jonah Strong.
She baited me so hard.
Do that to us, Jonah. It didn't seem right. Something didn't seem right. I wasn't going to say anything. I was like, it doesn't seem right. Baited us so hard. Speaking of baiting.
Nope, gonna miss. Nice little dash.
Swing and a miss.
Good hold from Vital. Strike one. Here. Dundan's just having a great time.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, the early game, obviously, you're kind of a punching bag.
Yeah.
And by kind of, I mean completely.
He has Ignite. If he hit that and he ignited him, I mean,
yeah, and you
Saves didn't flash. Who knows?
Okay, trying to get level 5 here, very close to it. As you can see, sitting at 90%. Sylvie doesn't have 6, and there's another ward.
He's back.
Here we go again.
And okay.
The bot lane is a 3v3 if you guys haven't been tuning into 13.1, the meta.
Especially with these picks.
Yeah, it is a 3v3 lane.
Yeah.
And, you know, with no 6 for Sylvie, it's just like, there's a little bit more damage on the other side. And this Wolf camp is not going to get him to 6 either. Still a ways away from it, so we're backing away. No early Drake take.
This Wolf camp isn't going to last very long, as he takes it down very fast.
No. Also,
good job, jungler.
Taking him out.
Just doing the jungle thing.
Two-headed Merc Wolf, you know, is...
Yeah. Wait, two-headed?
Yeah, you know the middle wolf.
It has two heads?
This is a serious question. It's got 2 heads, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the middle one's got 2 heads, so it's like kind of like 4 wolves in there. I'm not trolling you.
Are you? What?
It's got 2
How
heads.
have I never heard this before? Is this like a new addition?
The only reason I ever really thought about this was because when I first joined, people were like, oh, is Wolf from League of Legends, they're a wolf type thing? And I was like, well, there's Wolf Camp. And I looked it up, and it's Merc Wolf, the big one.
There's Warwick. even though he doesn't.
He's a werewolf, he's not a wolf. There's a big difference, Valdez. He's temporarily a wolf during full moons. And, well, I mean, he becomes a wolf, I
think
guess.
that's close enough.
I guess he's not really a werewolf, though, is he? Because he's, like, fully transformed. He's never a human.
Yeah, he's, like, always a wolf.
Neither of us are right. Well, I'm just waiting for the next wolf camp to be taken.
I just want to see the 2 heads. Like, I didn't know there were 2 heads.
This is actually so ironically like the least action there's ever been in a Lucian versus Zeri game. Like, they all hovered bottom side, but
it's like figured out now.
Yeah.
Both sides are like, no, we know exactly what happens here. When,
level
like,
6?
Yeah. It's like, okay, now he dashes over the wall, and then what comes next is the Lucian Ami pushes into the turret.
But you got to be careful because Sylvie has 6 now, so they have to like push into the turret very carefully while being escorted. And this is when you could decide to try to push for plates or look for a Drake take. And they've chosen the latter.
This is on Vision, by the way. Could potentially be stolen, although there's no priority.
Idol can get over there with the wall and the blast cone if he wants to come over there, but with the wave crashing, it's just not realistic. Sylvie.
I mean, he could steal it. Here he goes. He's certainly thinking about it. Nope, just gonna watch it die as he's gonna go in alone. I'm not sure why the Uni is not on him, and now he's just going to potentially die. Gets a second ultimate in there, and there's the bubble onto the poor Zeri. 2 kills now for the side of T1, as Faker is looking for more. And might get a couple very nice, as we are just going on a roller coaster here. If this is gonna get out, somehow.
I mean, he's got a massive disadvantage, but if you're going to take a disadvantage, that is how you do it. That was clean. Pull into the Grump. We're talking a lot about jungle camps in this game. Grump mobility option. We hadn't seen it explored until just now. As yes, I believe Peter should have been on the Wukong if he wanted to go for this play. And he's trying to ult over the wall while the Wukong ult is there, so he's hoping to extend and get that route. But unfortunately, reach a bit too short, as we'll see.
You and me refers to Wukong and his clone.
Yes.
The Yumi. Oh.
He blast plants him away. I didn't actually see that the first time. I thought Peter just didn't attach. That is the most awful interaction that you could ever experience as a...
Love blast plants. Excellent addition to the game. That's going to be the end of Fiesta as well. They finally do get him.
It all comes back to Valdez's hatred of certain specific things.
Yep.
Well, this is a pretty big lead for T1 at this point. 2,500 gold up. Gonna catch this wave here.
T1, a lot of pings, you know, we're seeing a lot of like singular vision here from the side of Jonas Strong.
Where is Sylvie? No ult, so even if he was here, a bit risky.
Well, there is a blue wolf very suspiciously on the bottom side here.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Ult's coming up in like 3 seconds here.
Very suspicious. I'm not sure about that guy, as now he's trying to go in, but he does not have his ult. Finally gets it. Is it too little too late? Okay, they're going to trade junglers. As now Vital going forward. He's got the double buff, but he's getting burst down by Guma, who already has the kill force. Peter also going to be taken out. And T1, they decided, oh, actually Peter will live. Either way, T1 are absolutely dunking on the bottom side of the map in this game.
It was an okay start, but as it turns out, all T1 needed to beat Nongshim was some good old-fashioned Lucian Nami and Desiree. Just the old classic 13.1. And of course, LCK Summer 2022. You know, the normal answer, the big-time response, and Sylvie both hiding in the alcove there, avoiding all vision, while T1 are like very much like, he's definitely here, right? Like, I'm pretty sure like 100% he's here, and then barely gets his ult, and then still is burst down.
Yeah.
Tragedy at the LCK.
I think, like you were saying, he was trying not to engage before he had his ult, and it was like 2-3 seconds away, and then they just found him. It's so awkward for Sylvie, who unfortunately can't find much luck on the red side today.
Yeah, coming up empty. And this game is pretty thoroughly done at this point. You know, the Wolf, this game is over call that love it or hate it, you know. This one is looking like it's probably in the bag here, unfortunately. Because look at I mean, let's talk about, we've been talking about this lane, and I guess we'll talk about it a little bit longer, is bad news.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Any dive enjoyers?
They like put a ward here, they're like, oh yeah, Wukong really isn't there, is he?
Well, they're going to see him now. Might be a little bit too little. Late bubble. Not going to get him there.
So, okay, it's still bad news, by the way. It's just less bad news, as Vital's going to swap to top.
Going
and it's
top.
coming down, but they're going to lose some plates down here. Outside of this Lucian lane, where the majority of the gold difference is, Fiesta has been picked, right? He very far behind this Azir. Top side, it's not looking any better, okay? Thank you, Korean Production, for putting this crap up.
Flash comes in, Zeus will be rooted, and he should be taken out. There's not enough damage here, so
Trading one back.
finally.
It's a whole turret on the bottom side, but trading one back at least.
Yeah. T1 still extremely happy about this, as the culling will take down Dindin's shield.
The back massage is real.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you, I've been stressed out a lot recently. I was out of the meta for a while. I'm just trying to get back into it slowly.
Fiesta's like, I swear Silas is good. I know that he is.
Good stopwatch. Perfectly timed.
Oh, speaking of, okay. We're just going to pretend
Perfectly
that didn't happen and move on. Sylvia's taking the Rift Herald somehow because they were diving mid.
And Vital's going to get a whole turret and bounty gold for his team at 14 minutes. So, hey, small victories. And, you know, it's, you know, the new thing to say that's cool in games like this is it could be worse. Is this going to be a 2-stack Drakes? And hey, it's Mountain Soul. Unlucky.
Uh-oh. Hey, Silly is just dead again. He has Flash, but he's just not going to use it. Zeus looks pretty angry. That's a very scary Jace, who quite literally just slam dunked on the Wukong.
Yeah, I know you're in the area. I see that Rift Herald announcement, and I'm going to have to punish you. I'm going to have to be the Rift Herald police. You've taken a T1 early game objective. We do not allow that. And I'll have to pay the price.
Aria's going in to take the Krugs. Not actually, but he is getting some good warding.
A shot of wolves, perhaps? Against Vital?
Will we ever get a shot of wolves?
Like, hold on.
Oh!
Nah.
Oh, so close.
Valdez still doesn't know if I'm trolling him or not about the T1 thing.
Oh no, the wolves are dead. Oh,
They're gone. They're gone.
Okay. Unlucky. Yeah, this is a game of League of Legends that we could have.
There are 2 wolves inside me. Oh no. There are two wolf camps inside Summoner's Rift.
There are, that's true.
Vital in a very safe place to be as Zeri because of that ability, but the turret will be deleted as a result of T1's massive advantage in this game.
You know, this could have been game 2 as well. Vital nearly dies, and T1 are just
hold up
around.
You ever seen the Scion flank? This is not Baus' stream. This is the LCK. This is not Challengers. This is not Challengers Battle. This is not Challengers Chronicle. Here he comes. Here he comes. There he went.
I don't even know what to say. He came and went like the passing of seasons. Dindin is everlasting, and T1.
He will come again.
Just
in a
laugh
few
at
months.
him. Yeah, that's well. You ever play a game of League of Legends and have over 1,700 gold more in turret plates than your opposing team?
Yes, but not in a pro league.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often.
Okay, another punish.
Zeus did see him, right? I'm not sure if he did. He's just going to hop onto the minions here. He's not in a great spot, as looks like perhaps finally they will be able to punish Zeus on the bottom side of the map.
Small victories / could be worse. Still no look at the wolf camp. Hasn't respawned yet. And, well, hey, a little bit of extra gold for the Wukong. Picking it up.
Do you think this is a build that people can get behind?
Which build?
I can't even speak anymore. Game 6. Faker's build? No. Oh no, he built an Oblivion Orb. No, that's
into a Silas. Oh, there's a YouTube video about it already in the works.
Not going to be happy with that.
I can name a few content creators who are already writing the script.
The content is being created right now, as we speak.
I can get.
Somebody's on ChatGPT right now making a script.
I can get behind everything but the Oblivion Orb. and then I think the Oblivion Orb is also not terrible because it's going to get value against the Zeri as well as the Yuumi in this case.
Yeah, in this case, it's not like just the Sylas, and then you have like it's like Jungle Wukong, who for some reason has like lifeline or something. I don't know.
This might be the one where it's like Faker shows how you should, in caps, build Oblivion Orb as is here.
You won't believe what Faker built in Game 3.
Faker proves it is viable. This Rift Herald has got a long walk, Valdez. This is a Rift Herald like on a pilgrimage. Will the Rift Herald ever reach the turret?
This is like there's got to be someone in there.
You could You could make a Disney movie about this Herald's journey.
Well, they found
Zaya said it's gonna be rated R. Actually,
yeah.
No happy ending in this story.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Well, he got some gold for it. The bounty has been collected. The story ended pretty quickly, though. There's the wolf! Does it really have two heads?
Look at it.
It
Look
does.
at it closely. Yep.
Oh my god.
Two heads.
How did I
4
ever
ears,
notice
2 snouts.
that? I mean, I'm a mid laner, so I steal this from my jungler all the time.
Yeah, it's just one of the secrets of League of Legends. Valdez is too focused on the
Especially
negative
in
aspects.
Season 3, like that, you go to Raptors and then you go. Maybe that was Season 2. You go to Raptors and then you go to Wolves.
Now I don't think it always.
Raptors.
Yeah, I don't think it always had 2 heads, but I'm not sure when the second head was added.
Maybe the update of the Rift.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. All right, this is a fun game. Can they kill Dindin?
No.
He has teleport barrier at the moment.
I don't think they can kill him.
Voting in the bush.
But I don't think that him living is a problem. You know?
Yeah.
It's just T1 deciding like, you don't have to make this too hard. Can you please leave this turret?
Okay, they're actually going to sweep him up. Harriet takes more damage than Dindin does. Okay, this calling might get him.
They asked him
really wants
politely
to kill him.
They asked him politely to move, you know, and he said no, so they had to try to kill him.
How are Nongshim winning this trade?
Because of the Scion being very tanky, they are going to get this, by the way, bounty inhibitor turret plus inner.
All right.
Well, maybe not quite, but almost.
This is an official Keck W macro moment. I mean,
look, it's
come on.
It's
Should
T1.
not be happening in
It's
this
T1.
game.
We know their macro is really good. This is
well, not in that moment.
No.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yes. Yes. T1 played game 2. That's a recorded game.
Okay, well, they're going to find Fiesta, who decided that the Grump was worth it.
He has Zonia's, and his rod is complete.
Oh, and they're going to find Zeus here in the brush. A little bit of Yuumi action now. That's a decent amount of damage, and they will get the Jace. And here's Dindin. Little Zeri moment, perhaps? Vital? Oh no, the Blast Plants! Oh, it might not matter. Vital flashes into 3 people and decides, witness me. And he will go down. Guma baits him in, I suppose.
Very close to being a disaster for T1, but they end up turning this around very nicely. And so, Guma's bounty is not obtained. The bottom turret still stands there. And over here, you know, we don't get inhibitor. The punish comes through. Fiesta has a lot of armor because of his Zonia. It's very difficult to take down. Has the Rod of Ages just completed. And then suddenly, there's a Sylvie in that bush.
T1 are doing Baron, by the way. We should definitely be focusing on this.
Yeah, and there's a big rotation over with Vi ultimate stolen.
Hey, Sylvie not going to get in as they use about 7 things to try to push him away. Definitely the right idea, as you definitely do not want to be flipping Baron at this point, especially after what just happened on the top side of the map.
Karia's ult very well placed. Baker has to flash here, but gets away with his life, and Baron buff now to start to make these macro plays from T1 a little bit more effective, as they've got the 44.4k, very deathly gold number here, locked down. Oh, I feel much better now it's ticked over to 5.
Nice.
And, I mean, as Vital, you're trying to get any gold you can. You don't have a Fiora or anything to buy time. You don't have much to offer in terms of defending Baron here on top side, so might as well just push another lane.
Yeah.
And hope that T1 make another macro mistake with Baron.
Split pushing.
Split pushing Zeri.
Yeah, he knows they all back, so he'll be able to get this one. As we'll take another look at this trade.
Over the wall, ults in. Blast cone denied. But it's not a fair fight. Guma dodges the W, flashes, and that's that. Over here, just a Nami ultimate, well placed. Faker decides he wants to go in as well to block Sylvie, and then does have to flash because it's getting a little bit scary with the Sylas over here with the Vi ultimate. I think it's a good choice to flash, but his ultimate makes sure there's no steal potential. They have the Nami ult as well, the tidal wave to keep everybody else out. It was very clean from T1.
And that's what you like to see. T1 have a pretty insurmountable lead in this one. Faker is very fed, but definitely want to see them close it out cleanly from here. So at least that's what you would expect. And
They will Valdez, don't worry, surely.
Surely, of course.
No doubt in my mind.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Where'd he TP to? Oh no, he just went back. But could he TP after backing?
No, I thought that was just Rift Splitter. I think it is. Not sure. Either way, they're trying to get on top of Faker.
I think it is the Rift Sculler, the red ward that you see there. There's no flank wards. That's why he backed that way and is not TPing for the flank. He's got Fiesta's got this ult. Maybe with a flash? Perhaps.
It's got a little angle. T1 have some decent vision coverage, but they don't have it over the wall. Bit of an issue for them. Taking
Faker,
it much slower now. Definitely the right call.
Very safe here to push mid. He's got his Azir turret set up. Fiesta's ult just to use
Nice
it to
wall.
get his cooldown back.
Knock up on an owner, but unfortunately, you know, chasing... That's a lot of damage, though. No more back massage.
Sylvie's clones are not
Daggers.
safe. Sylvie's clones are not safe today, Valdez. They have been completely owned.
Just get absolutely wrecked, clones.
Okay, T1, acceleration gate value, rushing to this soul fight of the Mountain Soul, and Nongshim have a lot to break through before they can get there. Only one inhibitor down, so one wave to focus on, and then luckily for them, it's the closest to the Drake. We might get one fair 5v5 fight here. Maybe Nongshim get one final chance, one opportunity. Will they seize it? Fiesta, does he have a teleport ward? The answer is no.
These are feeling a little bit weak, but they are going to go for this one anyway, as they do get some vision, and that's the Mountain Soul.
Tried to TP down to the bot wave, and they can grab this bounty turret, but the base is open for the taking, and I think I know who wins this race.
Guys, your base?
The win condition is the Nexus.
No, Krugs. I must take Krugs.
Notice Dundun is the one who understands the Nexus win condition. He's like, I've killed that one before in a big match. I'm going to make sure I try to defend this one.
Please back. Okay, they do. Finally. And the Nexus turrets are here. There's no Baron, so it's not going to be as fast as it potentially could be. Still got 2 minutes on that one, so T1 not going to take any chances.
Yeah, some request pings for assistance on that top wave. They want to just go over there and push that one through. It's the one place where the map is not completely locked down here for T1. In a minute 30, the objective will spawn. We're going to have a little bit of a slow lull state here. The good old 9,000 gold lead
mini lull state.
Mini lull state, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, just a micro lull state. Nano lull state.
Nano lull state, yeah. That means it should be starting very soon. The action, that is.
Lull state light, if you will.
So you can't connect it to the TV, or?
No, yeah, it's not. No.
Yeah.
It's kind of like diet lull state.
Diet lull state.
Or lull state 0 with lemon.
Or with lime.
Or with lime, as is the case in Korea, yes.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I like that.
The series has just kind of killed my serious analysis mode, Valdez, and
that's just fine. We're here at the LCK.
Like game 1,
T1 are winning a game 3. It kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah, and like game 1, they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's as they should.
Yeah, game 2, you know, put the fear of the challengers in them, as Chronicler was trying to say.
Okay. A possible flank, I think, is the only way Nongshim win any team fight. They've got Dundun on one side, Wukong on the other with Flash. Got to somehow kill this AD carry. Guma's at the furthest back. Good spacing here. Hide on bush.
So T1 definitely, if they are going to go for an engage, they need to hit the back line. I mean, this is pretty obvious, right? But at the same time, you don't really want to get the Sylas in. You really want to get, like, at least vital in. So that's going to be rough as the engage does come in on Taguma. They're trying to 100-0 him, and they will not be able to. A nice try by Nomsim, a desperate attempt as the Zeri is kiting back very nicely, but the damage, the wall, it's just a little bit too heavy as Zeus will smack him in the face with it. And that will be the clean ace. Nomsim, nice try, but a little bit too far behind. T1
Faker
will take the 2-1 victory tonight.
Faker doesn't even have to ult. It's only Carrier with the tidal wave to say no to that very aggressive dive as Zeus angrily takes his headset off. And this is a series where, you know, it could have been cleaner. It could have been easier.
They're still smiling.
This is the team, the losing team walks away more satisfied than the winning team. As game number 2, again, leaves a weird taste in your mouth. Game number 3, definitely a lot of anger. You could feel it. A clean game of League of Legends from T1 from start to finish. Dotting their I's, crossing their T's, playing it safely. But it's a series where you know Bengi's going to have a thing or two to say about how that one was played out. And look, T1, with this 2-1, by the way, tie with Gen.G, will not reclaim first place tonight. They, of course, did win the head-to-head, but still not the place you wanted to be on. You wanted the 2-0 going into this evening of matches.
You absolutely did. I mean, again, you know, we've used this excuse for many a team, and perhaps it is why we have the circle of suck. But it's still early in spring, right? And T1 are still trying things. They're having a bit of fun. They took it a bit too far in game 2, and again, we show this off that any team in the LCK can take a game on any given day if you give them a chance, which T1 did. T1 were ahead. They gave Nomsim a chance. And perhaps they do it now so that they don't do it in the future. Perhaps they can, from here on out, be a bit cleaner, because that's what we expect from our best team, from one of our best teams here in the LCK.
Now the smiles are coming out, and it's like, as soon as Faker puts the thumbs up out, that's when you know it's all right. And then you see the ceremony.
It was a pretty aggressive thumb, though.
It was.
You saw it. He was like, "Yeah, we beat him. We proved we are the better team."
For me, it felt like it was one of those moments of like, it's okay. You know, this was
it's under control.
This is a weird one, but like, don't worry, guys. T1 fans have nothing to fear, because that loss in game 2, I'm gonna put my hot take out there. I think it means nothing to the strength of T1 as a team.
Of course.
I think it means absolutely nothing. I think this team showcased back in game 1 where they got the Ashe support pick, and in game 3 where they played a clean Lucian Nami game, that they are one of the strongest macro teams in the LCK. They will take a small lead and explode it into 7,000 gold, the advantage. Just a happy game. I think Atlas's read on game 2, the happy gaming, got the better of them. And this is not a moment where someone in the red says, well, I don't know, maybe actually Faker could be a slipping. No, it's not that game. Don't even try to push that narrative forward.
Well, someone will try, but it's not true. Either way, we see from the beginning that Nomsim, he got pretty dominated down here. T1 did a good job of taking this very classic matchup of 2023, that is, and showing what they could do in the 3v3 bottom lane that we have nowadays. And they were able to extend their lead in a massive way.
I struggled to vote for POG. Like, you gestured to me like you have to vote for POG, and I was like, oh, that's right. That is part of my job. That is
the
part
fans,
of my role.
because T1 gave third game.
That's what I wish there was a fan thing, but I think that would win.
Should be like a
time.
coach column and like a fans column. But the fan one is like yes or no. Like, you vote on it every time. It's like, yes, did the fans win, or no, did the fans not win?
But I voted for Guma. I think he was the most consistent player in this game. I think Zeus definitely got caught in sides a little bit. We did see Carrier with some really amazing moves, but I don't know if the game was defined by him. Although in these highlights, I think maybe he was the better vote. Faker here with Carrier, just making sure there's no contest.
나 괜찮아.
오 마크했어, 오 마크했어.
I'm okay. Guma's like, I'm good, I'm okay. And he is.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays especially, there's so much CC in League of Legends that you can feel like, even in my play-by-play, I'm like, uh-oh, like, they actually found him. Are they just going to burst him, and that's a potential, like, comeback? But no.
There's a lot of
CC
behind. But there's a lot of CC on the other side of this as well.
There's a lot of damage, there's a lot of CC in the game, and the wallets were just so heavy for the side of T1, so a nice try, you could say. But a little bit too little, too late. As that's very sad for the Sylas. Not the best Sylas showing here from Fiesta.
We spent most of the game in the side lane hitting turrets, and
Yeah, we're getting pushed out by Faker and Owner in mid.
I think Fiesta, weirdly enough, I mean, he got the flash of the Guma in the early game, and he side laned really well, and he caught T1 a little bit off guard, actually, with how well he was siding. I'd go as far as to say that I think, considering how far behind his team was and how impossible the game was, he made a lot of great choices. Wasn't enough to save them, and the damage number is very little, but
Yeah.
not the worst Sylas showing we've ever seen.
Probably true. Yeah,
You just hate Sylas.
I would agree with you on that
just
one.
hate Sylas.
Big Sylas enjoyer. Either way, guys, we are done here on the desk. A very fun day of 6 games, but we are going to throw it over to the space and see what they have to say about that one.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. And yeah, we got a bit to say about the game. But before we do that,
lots to talk about.
Here are the Merc Wolves. They are behind us. They do indeed have a couple of heads.
It's 2 separate mini wolves that have 1 head, and then there's the big wolf, and he has 2.
Yeah, the Merc Wolves,
There's 4 wolves in
did
total.
move into this residence in about 2014, just a little bit prior, perhaps, if my memory is correct, when the Rift got updated. Prior to that, it was a wolf with 1 head that was living in that particular camp. Also, before that, the Gromp was indeed a gigantic wraith, which the Wraiths lived in the Raptor camp that exists now. It's why a lot of people, if they've been playing League for a very long time, would say Wraith camp when referring to the Raptor camp. All right, let's have a talk about the drafts, shall we, in this 3rd game?
I don't know if the draft really mattered. I personally thought that T1, after what was a yay game 2 moment, went to okay, we're gonna play standard again. This is as comfortable as it gets. Carry on, Nami. It's not exciting, but it doesn't need to be. For T1, it was way more important that you win that game the way you did than that you have like another fun draft.
Yeah.
Because even though I firmly believe that like individual games like this in the regular split don't matter for a team of T1's caliber, they themselves might not feel that way, and personally never feel about anything. So I do think that looking at the composition of Nongshim, this is a lot of their comfort, and if we didn't see one of the worst betrayals that I have ever seen caught on cinema, I think they could have not won the game. I think T1 was very clearly respecting them in this 3rd game, but at least got an early lead.
Yeah, and if you look down the line, like just to finish up the draft conversation just a little bit, T1 got basically their iconic champion.
Yes.
Every single role.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucian Nami is not necessarily
maybe
iconic, but it's an incredibly dominant bottom lane that Carrier and Gumushi have played extremely well in the past.
Yeah,
the Viper owner is something that can follow up, and Azir Jace needs no introduction. This is cookie cutter as it gets.
Yeah, you can nitpick, right? You can call for like the owner lead, but he has actually been, I think, one of our premier Vi's, especially since Croco is not doing so hot on the pick anymore.
Yep, it was Peter's Yumi as well, and that leads us into our highlight that we've been desperately trying to avoid. Because this, we don't really want to do that, but we have to.
Your level 6 spike here is actually quite good, right? You have a Wukong and a Yumi and his Area ultimate, and all those ultimates can actually catch him off guard, right? So if you can, they don't know that you know. So if this works, it can happen, but the blast
just let him connect.
And the Peter already buffered the ultimate as well. And Sylvie realizes that he's been betrayed by the jungle. That's the worst feeling as a jungler. It's also bad because you were the one who did it, so you don't really have anyone to point fingers at. But man, look at Peter. Look at him, look.
I just want to come and help.
But I can't. He's
It was you and me, bro.
He was healing. He just wanted to help him. And Nongshima team forced through the fire and flames, you know, they've been together, they've been through so much, they've been fighting underdog battle after underdog battle after underdog battle. And that's where the game ends.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what?
Yeah, never mind.
They don't care.
They were actually psyched about it. They took a game off T1, and that was...
Sylvie was giggling as well.
Yeah, that's probably all they really wanted out of today. The fact that they even got 1 victory must feel fantastic. But yeah, that was straight up where the game ended. So I don't know why we stayed.
I was about to say, I do really love, like, the sad music makes it feel like but Nongshim were fine. Guys, I'm telling you, they were okay. They were giggling.
Although
They were feeling good.
yeah, this music sounds like it's straight out of like Ori and the Blind Forest.
I
when
know.
Like, you start off the game and it makes you feel really sad before
Can we
you
not
have
go?
a great
We're on air. Can we
platforming
not?
experience.
Can we not go back to that? Don't.
Let's take some time out and have a look at who picks up player of the game for this T1 victory in Game 3. It will be Ono. There he goes. 400 POG points. Take that, Reddit.
I was a bit more subtle with my call out. As overall, I gotta say, Owner to me is showcasing here today again that if he doesn't perform, then I think T1 struggles a lot. We have seen individual members not at the greatest time. All of them really, like even Carrier, who is basically the poster boy of I am really, really good, had his Twitch game, right? Where he just like died 5 times. And that's just the reality of the league that we're in right now. But I think Owner in this game, perfect timing on so many of his plays, really making sure that Sylvie was unable to get a big lead. And as a result, gonna climb up the standings 4-way tie now for first place.
Yeah, Owner and Carrier really keeping these POG standings well and truly locked down between the two T1 boys, as we did have one stray Carrier vote, like that one being thrown in there, a couple of Gumiushis, and otherwise, it's all Owner. So he had a really, really good game. I think, where would my vote have gone? Blast Cone. Probably Blast.
Or just Sylvie.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter, if he was faster, you know, just press W faster, man.
Makes me a little bit sad. I'm really glad that we now get to go over. We got the music's trying to get me back into it. We're starting to feel good. But we do now have the interview, which will be with Carrier and with Ono, which will be coming up in a moment. And I hope that there are a bunch of questions asked to Carrier about the Twitch and about what can make it good. Because we've heard talk about this for ages. And now we've seen